Everyone, and welcome to Marian's Literary Lounge. In today's video, I am doing a recap of all of my December reads. I read a total of 33 books for the month of December. This will be more like a rapid fire type style video. I am not trying to go into an in-depth review of each book. I don't want to keep you here all day. But before I jump into this video, do not forget to subscribe, give it a big thumbs up, and hit the notification bell. Without further ado, we're going to hop right into it. The first book that I read for the month of December was more like an Advent calendar or Advent style type of book. It's called 25 Days by Per Jacobson. It was published in 2025 as well. I gave this book a 3.5 stars, mainly because so much was missing from it. The next book actually is two. It's a duology. It's the Cleaner series book 1, and then the Cleaner's Sister, the Cleaner series book 2 by Tanisha Green. Both of these were published in 2024. I gave it a 3.79 rating. And then for the Cleaner Sister, I gave it a 4.6. And mainly because the reason why I gave the second book a higher rating is because it delved more into like the human side of the main male character and his sister and other people. A Goon's Holiday Heart, Snow in Heaven book 1. Now I was supposed to read the second book, but I didn't get a chance to do that. It was also published in 2025. I gave it a 4.4 rating. It was a cute love story, urban fiction, urban romance, very cute. Second Chance Christmas, I gave it a 4.11. It was published in 2024. If I didn't mention, A Goon's Holiday is by the Tasha Marie. Second Chance Christmas is by Jackwell J. I'm really not a romance type of person, especially like when it's second chance, but I did enjoy the book. It was cute. I'll give it that. And, when people lose track of each other, grow apart, start living separate lives, and then come back together, it's cute. Next is a trilogy, but they're more like novellas to me. And it's Spin About You for the Holidays, book 1. And this is by Brianne Deney. I gave it a 4.17. The second story or second book of the trilogy is Effing Under the Mistletoe. I gave it a 4.41. And then the last book was Giving is a Gift. I gave it a 4.43. Your typical urban romance. I like the fact that it was no like drug dealing going on. It wasn't a typical hood romance. And I also like how each main character intertwined into each book. So that was cute and refreshing. A Night with Miss Grinch. This was published in 2025 as well by Lauren Lacey. I read this book on the day that it was released, and it was a very quick and interesting read. I really enjoyed it. This was a cute Christmas love story. I love both of the main characters. Next one is Ho 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 Housewife by Jackwell J. This was published in 2023. The storyline wasn't cheesy. It was cute. I said, great story as usual with family like those people in this book who needs enemies. So definitely check it out. A Christmas Wish. This is a novella, and this was by Nikki Nicole. Cute little Christmas love story. All of these books, majority of them that I read during the holidays and in the month of December were more like urban romance or romance books altogether. Demon's Dream by Elle Casey. This was published in 2022. This book is 750 pages. I finished that book in 2 days. I literally, the first night, did not go to sleep until like 1:30 in the morning. That's how interesting this book was. And I will reread it again because I am going to purchase the physical book. I want the physical book in my collection right here. That's how much I loved it. Autumn and Woods, A December to Remember. And this came out in 2025. Also by the Tasha Marie. It's a great love story that continued from the Autumn and Woods story from Thanksgiving. So Capone, season 1 of the Delgado family. I read Capone 1, 2, and 3 literally within 3 days. Yeah, so I started December 15th. I started Capone 2 December 18th and finished that day. And then I started Capone 3 on December 18th. So the Delgado family. Everybody knows about this family, this series. People go insane. And Capone is kind of like the introduction into the Delgado family. And then when you move on to Capadonna, or Capadonna, however you want to pronounce it, you're getting more into the family because Capadonna and Capone are twins. In Capone 1, 2, and 3, Capadonna is in prison. So in between reading those 3, I read The Holidays by Brittany Cherry. That came out in 2022. It was a cute book. I mean, because Holly was going on a lot of dates. A lot of dates. And I kind of figured that her and the neighbor would end up together. You can just tell when it comes to these romance books. So I also read Everlasting Desire, Unparalleled Love Series by Stephanie Nicole Norris. I gave this a 4.44. This story came out or was published in 2019. Now, Capadonna, I read 1, 2, 2.5, 3, and 3.5. Yes. And I read them between December 19th through December 22nd. And like I said, this is just a continuance of the Delgado series. Capadonna had a lot of different jobs. You'll hear people mentioning that. Then I moved on to Capri. I started reading Capri December 22nd, and then I ended up finishing on Christmas Eve, like that morning. So I really enjoyed Capri because it gave her an opportunity to grow and be on her own, deal with her emotions. And I love the fact that Quamir was there. He's an Inferno god, and he was in love with her. I always had a crush on her. And so I just like the fact that she stepped up not only for her family but for herself. Then I took a little break, started reading The Outsider for Holly Gibney's story. This is by Stephen King. This story came out in 2018. I gave it a 4.01 rating. If I didn't mention, majority of, if not all, but all of Capri's stories were published in 2024, and the ratings were between 4.72 to 4.79. Capadonna was, all of them was 4.71. Then I read Cutthroat by Octavia Grant. I gave it a 4-star. And baby, this book here, whoa. That's all I have to say. Whoa, whoa, whoa. When a woman is scorned and is out for revenge, child, that's all I have to say. Read the book. My mouth was open the entire time because she was doing a lot. She did a lot to get back at her husband. She did a lot. She did way more than I would ever think to do. I just don't have the energy to even entertain that type of stuff. But I get it. I get it. The last 2 books that I read for the month of December, Duology, and I decided to read these books because they were mentioned in one of the books under Capri. She was reading this book when Quamir came into the bedroom checking on her. So I was like, you know what? Let me just check this out. So, The Private Location with a Wealthy Kingpin, an African American Romance by Teresa Reese. If I didn't let you know, Cutthroat is by Octavia Grant. So, and then I read Private Location with a Wealthy Kingpin too. So, this is very interesting. It was giving hood to some aspect, and then not hood, because the person who stepped in, he was straight up hood. Came into the picture, illegitimate son and everything. I mean, mama, hot mess. It was just a lot going on. A lot going on, but I enjoyed reading both stories. And yeah, I definitely check those out. So that is my full, like, real quick recap of all of my December reads. If you've read any of these books, let your girl know. You know, yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. And until next time.